Welcome into the first episode in the series related to the foreign policy of India. This is an important subject for prelims as well as mains. I am Sana Shivet Swarna. If you like to interact with me, follow me on my Facebook, Swarna Shiveta. In this particular lecture, we will try to understand the features of foreign policy of India. Here we are going to look into what is foreign policy, the features of Indian foreign policy and its history. What is foreign policy? How can it be defined? In symbol, foreign policy means a government strategy in dealing with other nation. Foreign policy means a government strategy in dealing with other nations. Foreign policy means it is the policy of a sovereign state in its interaction with other sovereign states. So, foreign policy means it is the policy of a sovereign state, like India, in its interaction with other sovereign states. In example, the official ways in which Indian government has decided to deal with other countries, like USA, Russia. So, foreign policy means the official ways in which a government has decided to deal with other countries in relation with the trade, defense, etc. Foreign policy means it's a policy pursued by a nation in its dealing with other nation to achieve national objective. So, foreign policy means it is a policy of sovereign states in its interaction with other sovereign states. The ways in which a sovereign government like India has desired to deal with other countries like USA, Russia. This policy is called as foreign policy. Now we are going to look into the features of foreign policy of India. The subject of the international relation in the Constituent Assembly was addressed on Article 51 under Directive Principle. And it focuses on the promotion of international peace and security. Article 51 of the Indian Constitution says about promotion of international peace and security. The nature of foreign policy of India is included in Article 51. That is, promote international peace and security, maintain just and honorable relation between nations, foster respect for international law and treaty obligation in the dealing of organized people with one another, encourage settlement of international disputes by arbitration. Promotion of international peace and security is a constitutional declaration made by people of India not only for Indian society but indeed for all the people of world. When we are looking into the history, we can see Indian National Congress established a small foreign department in 1925. Indian National Congress established a small foreign department. A foreign department was established by INC in 1925 to make overseas conduct and to publicize its freedom struggle. A small foreign department was created in 1925 to make overseas conduct. That means conduct from other countries and to publicize or popularize its freedom struggle. The first Indian Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, has a prominent role in shaping Indian foreign policy. He was also the first Foreign Minister of India and he is called as Father of Indian Foreign Policy. Jawaharlal Nehru was instrumental in shaping India's foreign policy. During the time of independence, as we know, the world was divided into two blocks, Communist bloc under Soviet Union and Capitalist bloc under USA. And here India opted for non-aligned movement to create an independent path in world politics. Jawaharlal Nehru, who is called as Father of Indian Foreign Policy, played a major role in it. One of his first acts was to convene Asian Relation Conference that was held in 1947, where the principles of Indian foreign policy were proclaimed. Asian Relation Conference was held in 1947 and It proclaimed the principles of Indian foreign policy. This conference was attended by representatives of 29 countries, and it was a turning point in strengthening the solidarity with all the Asian countries. Now, who is responsible for foreign policy making? Actually, Ministry of External Affairs is the nodal agency which is directly concerned with the foreign affairs, and it is responsible for policy making and the actual implementation of policy and the daily conductor of international relations. So, Ministry of External Affairs is responsible for foreign policy making. Now about Panchshil or 5 Principles of Peaceful Coexistence. There were tension in India-Chinese relations since 1962 with the beginning of Indo-China War. But during the time of independence, the relation between India and China was not as bitter as it has been since 1962. That time America was favoring Pakistan, so India decided to keep good relation with China. So Panchshil or 5 Principles that was formally signed on April 28, 1954 between India and Tibet region of China. And the agreement was signed between then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and China's first Premier Prime Minister Zhou Enlai. Panchshil, the word Panchshil that is derived from historic Buddhic inscription. Panch means 5. Shil means principle. 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. Which are they? Panchshil or 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. Which are the 5 principles? Peaceful coexistence, mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, mutual non-interference, mutual non-aggression, equality and mutual benefit. These are the 5 principles of Panchshil. But the relation between India and China started worsening when India had given shelter to the spiritual leader Dalai Lama in 1959. According to China, it was violation of the principle mutual non-interference. The agreement had a provision that do not interfere in each other's internal affairs. Giving asylum to Dalai Lama by India was a violation of this principle. And Chinese government had declared a unilateral war against India. We will discuss about Panchshil in details in another video. Now, determinants of India's foreign policy. There are domestic factors as well as international factors. Domestic factors can be geographical, economical, historical and cultural. Geographically, as we know, India is surrounded by the Indian Ocean from the 3 sides, Himalaya in the north, Great Desert in the west. Himalaya acts as a natural barrier against foreign attack. The open area in the northeast and other parts becoming a route for infiltration. And coming to the economical factor, India has a history of long colonial exploitation, and to recover its economic crisis, India needs foreign support. Economic growth became one of the major objectives of the Indian foreign policy. And historically, as we know, during the freedom fight, Indian leaders were against the colonialism and racism. They fought against it. India always supports anti-colonialist and anti-racist movement, and it respects the sovereign equality of all nations. The cultural factors, the norms and tradition that characterizes the life of the people is a valuable point in India's foreign policy. Now, international factors. During the time of independence after World War, the world was divided into 2 blocks. One is under Soviet Union, that is communist bloc. One is under USA, that is capitalist bloc. For India, principles of non-alignment began as a policy of non-participation of military affairs of this bipolar world. Conflict with India and China and India and Pakistan always played a crucial role in shaping India's foreign policy. Details about non-alignment and the relation between India and other countries will discuss in details in later. Panchshil, non-alignment and other features of Indian foreign policy will discuss in detail in next videos. If you are interested in watching, please subscribe and do share it. Thank you.